Hey guys, welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment. I'm Richard. Thank you again for joining us. I'm in a windy spot today here in San Francisco. We have a good show coming up. Let's find out what's happening on this edition of Sidewalks Entertainment. On today's episode, Sidewalks correspondent Joy Soleil is here today, and she has an exclusive interview with Jennifer Benson, the lead singer and founder of the rock band Ignescent. Join us as we present a spotlight on Ignescent on Sidewalks Entertainment next.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Benson with the band Ignescent, and you are watching Sidewalks Entertainment.
You only see what you wanna see, so you make me the enemy. Talk is cheap, you'll believe what you wanna believe. Got nothing to lose, got nothing to prove, so take your best shot. You shut the door and lock me out when I become your nightmare. If you want a villain, then I can be. I'll become the monster you made me.
Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment. I'm your host, Joy Soleil, and we are here with Jennifer Benson, front lady of heavy pop rock band Ignescent out of Chicago, Illinois. Ignescent has been top on numerous radio charts, including multiple Billboard charts. They've shared the stage with incredible acts such as Hinder, Flyleaf, Saliva, Skillet, Lacey Sturm, and more. They played in Europe as well as the Americas and at well-known festivals such as Vans Warped Tour, Monster Hall Music Festival, at the main stage of Life Fest, and many more. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to have you tell us a little bit more about the band, this incredible female-fronted by you band. But tell us, while they're not with us today, I know there's other members. Who
Yeah.
are the other members of the band?
So Cole Coriel is the drummer. Mikey Green is on bass, and then Andre Leon is on guitar. So
Very
there's four of
nice.
us. Yeah.
Sweet. Good. Filling out all the sound with the four of you.
Yep, definitely.
What year did you all form? How'd you get together?
We've been around for a few years. I actually wanted to start a band for a very long time, and I wasn't able to for different reasons. And then one day I'm like, I got to do this. This is what this is what I've been wanting to do for my whole life, basically. So I just kind of decided I'm going to start a band. I put out just on Facebook, looking for guitarists, and started holding auditions, and that's kind of how it started from there. And I just started on my own, putting things out on social media about Ignescent, booking the band, kind of doing everything to promote it, and it kind of took off from there. So
Did you all know each other already?
no, we
So how did that
didn't.
come together?
It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's just from auditions, like the drummer and the bass player, they knew each other already. And so that's how I met Mikey from, he was friends with the drummer Cole. And so they knew each other, but I didn't know anyone beforehand. So it just, I met Cole through a friend, and she just said, he's a great drummer. And so that's kind of how we met. And then I put out, like I said, like Facebook posts, and I also contacted some people on Band Mix and just did auditions that way. And so that's how we all met.
Wow, you guys brought it together.
Yes.
Here's your sign. Don't give up on your dream. Just keep
Yeah,
at it. Do it. It's never too late.
definitely.
Explain to those of us who are not familiar with the word, what does ignescent mean, and how or why did you pick that for the band name?
Yeah, it means to ignite. So I was kind of looking through the dictionary trying to figure out a word because I didn't know what to call the band and I wanted it to be, something special. And I was going through the eyes and that word popped out at me because it means to ignite. And I thought it was a perfect word for what I wanted to do and just to ignite people's hearts on fire with our message and with our music. So.
Mm. What are some of the deeper themes of the band? I mean, what do you want people to know most about those underlying themes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of it is just about a lot of struggles that I've been through. I struggle with anxiety, I struggle with depression. And so a lot of the themes come out of that. And there's a song called You're Not Alone, and that talks about, going through life and hardships and struggling with all of those emotions and anxiety and just, letting people know that no matter what they're going through, that they are not alone. We all are in this together. And so those are some of the themes. I've been through a mentally abusive relationship, and so some of those themes come throughout the song. Monster You Made is a song about betrayal, and so it's talking about like the monster you made me. And so that's some of it. And some of it is also some positive messages about how God loves you no matter what you've done, what you're going through. And so those are kind of a lot of the themes throughout the songs.
There's no better way to bring that to the music. When you go through something really tough, it's like,
Yeah.
what's the best way to do it but to give it to the world in the way that you feel passionate about, for sure. And actually, I was just going to ask you that too, because I've seen in so much of the press that that I've seen of you that you've said each band member has a story that you bring to the music and to your mission behind what you're doing, including the anxiety and depression piece. And is there anything that you would want to share, and obviously share as much or as little as you want, but that would be an encouragement, because obviously you're doing this because you know that there are people out there. You have the song You're Not Alone, and you don't want people to feel alone. What are some of the deeper layers of those stories that come in through the music?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like I kind of mentioned before, I went through a mentally abusive relationship, and I was married, and this person didn't want me to do music, honestly. And so that's what kind of held me back for a little while. And it killed me because I knew this is what I was called to do and what I wanted to do with my life. And I couldn't because of this person. And thinking back, I was so young and I got married so young that maybe I shouldn't have let this person control me. But when you're married, it's like you don't know. It's hard. It's not like it's just a boyfriend girlfriend you just met. It's a marriage. So that was tough. And so though he ended up leaving me for another woman, and I realized that kind of was a way to release me from that situation. And that's why I started the band like right after I realized this is actually a second chance I have. And I'm released from that, that controlling and mentally abusive relationship. And so that's when I started the band. And so that's some of it. The drummer in the band, he used to be a drug addict, and he gave his life to God and totally changed his life around. And so that's kind of his story. And the guitarist, he's actually from Guatemala originally, but his story is more that he grew up in I guess in a church that was super restrictive and said, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to look a certain way. you can't wear jeans. It was like super strict, like my hair color, that wouldn't have been allowed. Like that would have been like considered evil. And so he came from that, but he realized like that was not right. Like those views are not right. And so that was freeing to him. And now he's in this rock band, and so that he came out of that. So it's like everyone has a little bit of a different story, how they've overcome things. And so that comes across through the song. So I personally love that, because it's not just me. It's like the whole band has each member has a story. So.
That is so beautiful. And do you all write together, or is it primarily you writing?
Yeah, it's different. Like every song is different. Sometimes I have co-written with Jeremy Valentine and Brandon Wolf of the band New Year's Day, and so we've just co-written with them. I've co-written with Samir of Flyleaf. I've co-written with like Ben Casca, who used to be in Skillet, and then I recently co-wrote with someone who's worked with John Cooper of Skillet. And so sometimes we'll do that. Sometimes we'll just co-write together. So it's kind of all different. Sometimes I come up with a melody first, and then we'll do music around it. Or sometimes someone has an idea, like a guitar riff or something, and then we'll all write to that. So it's kind of different for every song. And then there's actually on the new album, we co-wrote with someone new, but I can't mention it right now, but more to come on that too.
Just ricochet, but I'm going under. I can't move on from the loss of you. Just ricochet, the effects of the thunder. I can't let go, I can hardly move. I don't wanna dream, nothing left to scream. Raging from this pain that I'm under. I need some relief, I don't wanna dream of you. Bleeding from the storm, all my life been torn. Aching from this rain that I'm under. When will you redeem? I don't wanna dream of you. Dream of you.
And is it your own story, or more of the general themes from each member of the band behind the single Under Attack? The mental health piece is obviously there, but that Under Attack, will you tell us more about that?
Yeah, that kind of came from, or did come from me personally, and what I was going through at that time. There was just so many different things with people that I was dealing with in Chicago, and it was a really crazy time. It was just like one thing after the other, and I was being betrayed and like attacked in so many different ways. And we actually, to kind of get away from certain things, I guess it's a way to run away. We moved to Tennessee, and it was interesting because I met so many different women that were coming from different states. Like one was from South Dakota, one came from Montana, and different, areas, and all moved to Tennessee at the same time. And we all had different stories. And like one was physically abused, and this other person was betrayed. And so, so it was kind of interesting at that time, meeting different women. It was very healing to talk to them and become friends with them. But I also, another way of healing was to get it out in a song and write a melody and lyrics, just kind of getting my emotions out of what was going on. So. Hey, I'm Jennifer Benson with the band Ignescent, and this is our single, Not Today.
In the still of the darkness, where no hope is found, I will not be controlled. In the face of resistance, when there's no way out, I will not be controlled. Not today, Satan, no more playing. Not today, Satan, I won't be shaken. Not today, Satan, I've been awakened. Not today, Satan, you're throwing lies out, trying to bring my mind down. Take another shot, I'm not giving in. You're gonna find out, watch my fuse ignite now. Give me all you got, I'll not let you win. Not today. In the space of surrender, with no strength to fight, I will not be controlled. 'Cause my heart's still beating, this is not the end. I won't let you take hold. Not today, Satan, no more playing. Not today, Satan, I won't be shaken. Not today, Satan, I've been awakened. Not today, Satan.
And your single, Not Today, who is the song about? What inspired that?
Yeah. Well, actually, interesting enough, a family member mentioned like they had this idea for Not Today, Not Today, Satan. And I was like, wow, that's like so catchy. And it's also what I'm experiencing with people trying to constantly like stop me from doing what I am called to do, or saying I'm wicked because of my hair color, or just like crazy things like and so I'm like, the song's kind of about, not giving in to those voices, and not quitting, and just saying, not today, Satan, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep fighting. And so I actually reached out to Josiah of the band Disciple, and I'm like, hey, can we co-write this song? This is the idea. And he said, yeah. And so I went out to Nashville and we worked for a day, just kind of working out some lyrics and some melodies together. And he gave me a demo. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this song. So then I'm like, can we record this? I have to record this song for the album. And so I went out there. I don't know if it was like a month, maybe later, a month or two, and recorded it with him. And then I asked him, is there any way maybe Kevin of Disciple would be, would sing like the second verse? And he said yes. I'm like, yes. I was so excited because I'm a huge fan of Disciple. So that was awesome. And then I'm like, can he be in the music video? And he said yes. And so it just kind of all came together, but it was really cool. So then Kevin was in it, and Billy Gray of Fozzy ended up being in the video too. So the whole thing was just so much fun. It was really cool.
Wow, and what a way to knock out those voices. There's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also released a really fun remake of Queen's Radio Gaga, which just sounds so fresh from the original and with such a unique sound.
Thanks.
What was the process of production like for you with that song, especially paying homage to an icon like Queen?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about that. And because they're such a huge, famous, well-known band and iconic. And yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do it, and we'll see what happens. I'm kind of a risk taker. So, but the weird thing is, I woke up one day with that melody in my head, and I haven't heard that song in years. And I really don't listen to it a lot, so I don't know like where it came from. It was kind of crazy. But when I heard it, like kind of ruminating in my head, I'm like, I have to record this. I have to do a remake. So that is kind of how it came about, kind of strange. But and so I kind of, had some ideas, and I talked to Jeremy of New Year's Day, and I said, I want to do this remake, and I'd like you to produce it. Do you have any ideas too? And so we kind of went back and forth, and then I, recorded the rest of it, and the vocals, and and everything, and we just kind of came up with that together, and it worked out, and yeah, so that's kind of how it came about.
Sit alone and watch your light, my only friend through teenage nights, and everything I had to know, I heard it on my radio. You gave them all those old time stars. There was a world invaded by minds. You made them laugh, you made them cry, you made us feel like we could fly. So don't become the background noise, the backdrop for the girls and boys who just don't know or just don't care and just complain when you're not there. You had your time, you had your power, you've yet to have your finest hour. Radio. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Gaga, Radio what's new, Radio
I actually had to go back and listen to the original when I heard your version, because I was like, I don't remember it having those sounds in it. And it really
Yeah.
is just like a completely different take on something that's so good. It's like good in and of itself,
Thanks.
separately. And I think it stands on its own for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I have to know, what is the dynamic of all the band members, both in studio and on the road? And I just have to imagine it has both its perks and challenges, especially with you being the only female. But can you tell us about what that's like?
Yeah. That is true. No, they're really sweet guys. They're great guys. And so I'm super blessed. But yeah, it's, we'll talk a lot, like about different ideas, or what, we're doing next. Like we have a group chat, so we're always on that, like every day talking about something. And, especially now, because the album just came out, or not, or it was just finished. It was submitted to the label, not came out yet. But so we're waiting on the date and the release date and all that. And then we just did pictures. We just did a music video, and then we have another music video shoot in a few weeks. So anyways, we're just like talking about different ideas, and that's kind of as far as like the band chat. But then in person, we just hang out and just kind of goof around. Everyone's laid back and kind of goofy and silly, as far as our sense of humor. And so that's kind of fun. But also, everyone's a hard worker too. And so, we know when we need to, kind of be serious and work hard and do our thing. And then, and then there's a time where we just kind of hang out or have lunch or whatever and just goof around. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, really, I can't complain at all. Like, and yeah, they're super helpful. Like we were just at the video shoot, and the bassist actually got me coffee because he knew I was like getting ready. You know how us women take forever to get ready. And so I was like, I'm not going to have time for coffee and I need my coffee. He's like, I got you. So he went out and got me coffee and, while I was getting ready. So it just like stuff like that, like they're super helpful, nice people. And so I'm grateful because that is not always the case in bands. So
It sounds like you have more perks than challenges with that.
yes, definitely.
Yeah. What would you say are maybe the top 3 things that you're proud of having accomplished through Ignescent since its inception?
Yeah. I would say, I don't know if it was in the first year or 2. I'm trying to remember now, but like we opened for Flyleaf, and I'm a huge fan of Flyleaf. And I think it was 2 days in a row. Like the first day we got to open for Flyleaf, and I actually booked that show. And then the second day the day after that, we opened for Striper. And I'm like, I'm influenced by those 2 bands definitely. And so, and I booked that one too. So that's like a huge accomplishment for me. And I'm just I was like shocked when that happened. I'm like, how is this happening? It's crazy. So that's one. And then also a few years ago, we got to play at Lakes Jam, and Skillet was headlining that festival. And we got to open for them. And we also got to open for like John Cooper's other band, Fight the Fury, and like got to meet him, which is super cool. And he is like super down to earth. He gave me a hug, and all the band members hugs. Like, so that was, it's cool when you look up to someone and they're actually like genuine and super nice and down to earth. So I feel like those are some of them. And then just like getting the band name out there. I would at the beginning take 6 hours a day on different social media sites, like promoting us and just like responding to people. And that was really helpful, just kind of getting our name out there. So
You definitely put into work. You're starting to see so many more benefits.
yeah.
What do you expect or hope to see in the years to come for Ignescent?
I hope that we are on a ton of tours with big name acts, and just I would like to tour more often, and we're trying to do that with the new album. But yeah, I would love to see that, just being on a ton of different tours and constantly growing. And there is some things though that I'm really excited about, and I can't say, I wish I could, but with the music video, like we have some guest people and guest singers and all that. So that is something I'm super excited about, but hopefully I'll be able to announce that soon. But yeah, I would say like the main thing is just touring a ton more and doing that.
And you've already been in Europe, right?
Yeah, we were in Europe last September.
Very
So
nice.
going back, definitely. And so that would be another thing, like he's talked about booking us in more countries than last time. So I would just like to expand, different countries that we play in too.
Awesome. Well, obviously the heart of the band and what you're doing and your passion behind it is so rich, and there's just so much there. What parting wisdom or heartfelt words would you want people to walk away with from this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, don't let anyone control you. Like, don't waste time, because I feel like I wasted a lot of time, but thankfully I had a second chance. But in my experience, don't let people do that to you. Don't be a people pleaser. Just do what you feel like you want to do. Follow your heart, follow your dreams. Follow and do what you've been called to do. And don't look back. And so that would be my advice. And I hope you guys, check out our music. If you haven't listened to it, check out the latest album, which was in 2023, Fighting Me by Ignescent. And then make sure to follow us on social media, Ignescent Music, Instagram, and Facebook, to find out when the new album will be releasing.
So awesome. Well, Jennifer, again, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. And yes, if you haven't yet, you can check out Ignescent on all streaming platforms. Check out their Facebook, Instagram, or their website at ignescentmusic.com. And thanks again for tuning in with me, Joy Soleil, here on Sidewalks Entertainment.
From hosts, producers, and our technical crew, Sidewalks is produced by a creative group of individuals. We hope you continue to watch us on TV and visit us on our website. Thank you for being a part of Sidewalks Entertainment. Thank you, Joy and Jennifer. Hi, everyone. This is Richard. We hope you will become new fans for Ignescent and, of course, our TV show. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you online and on TV again.